Alright folks, welcome to another battle report for Bromance WarGaming. This one's actually Dallas, me, who's talking and you can't see me, with my Lizardmen against Jody and his High Elves. We're testing out some lists that we're going to hopefully be using for a tournament in a few weeks between Bromance WarGaming and another group. They call themselves the Wolf Pack down in South Georgia. That's coming up, and we're going to get some gaming going on. And these are just our lists. They are 3,000 points, and they are using the Swedish comp system to keep things a little bit in balance, and we're keeping everyone's army between the 8 to 13 mark. Jody, go ahead and tell everyone your deployment, your units, and kind of what's your strategy for the army.
Alright, well, this is actually a fun list that Dallas, Matt, and I talked about the other night. Something I've been kind of wanting to do for a while. They helped me flesh it out. And so starting at the left, I got my Great Eagle, I got 10 Spear Elves, 10 Archers, 10 more Archers, Lion Chariot, 10 more Archers, 10 more Archers, 10 more Archers, and I'll finish it off over here, 10 more Archers, another Great Eagle, and then I got 18 Phoenix Guard, with the Banner of Sorcery, and then over here, and this is the fun part, I've got 12 Silver Helms, 2 level 4s, 1 Beast, 1 Light, 1 with the Book of Hoeth, 1 with the Lore Master's Cloak, and a Dispel Scroll. I got a BSB with the Banner of Eternal Flame, and then I got 5 Nobles up front. So the kind of idea behind it is I take my level 4 with the Book of Hoeth, do a bubble Savage Beast of Horrors on all my nobles, and now I have 5 nobles having, you know, what, like something like 6 attacks each, at strength 7. Pretty good.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of the idea. Obviously this is my entire point sink, so if it dies I die, but if I can get my spell off and stuff, and something Dallas and I were actually just talking about, and he'll go into this I'm sure in his deployment. I don't want to spoil everything, but when I deployed my archers up front, I left about 3 gaps where I could put this big unit, and I really wanted them either here or here, and he purposely deployed his stuff away from my unit, but I actually kind of wanted that too, because I wanted to wheel around and go into his flank. So we'll see if him getting away from me or me getting into his flank, which one actually happens.
Excellent. Alright, and you want to go with what spells you guys got?
Yes, good call. On the Beast, luckily I got Savage Beast of Horrors, because that's kind of the point. I also got Amber Spear, Pan's Impenetrable Pelt, and Wilson's Wild Form. I think the 4 best spells in the lore. And then on the light, I got Banishment, Shem's Burning Gaze, Speed of Light, and Faw's Protection. Trying to go cheaper on some of the other spells, just in case. Obviously I want Savage Beast almost every turn, but I also really want Faw's on that unit almost every turn. So those are the 2 spells that I'm really going to need. In the meantime, while I'm not in combat, I'm hoping that either Banishment or Amber Spear or Wild Form or Shem's Burning Gaze or, you know, my Impenetrable Pelt will at least keep me alive or do some damage to Dallas in the meantime.
Excellent. Alright, we'll go over mine, and as we were saying, I was basically deferring the center. As we were deploying, I saw where he was kind of leaving gaps in his deployment for the big block of death over there. So after I saw where he could do that, I started deploying my main forces. As you can tell, I have 2 separate units of 6 command skinks scouted up there. Kind of using them, I can use them as kind of blockers for that big old death squad, or I can also try to take out that eagle, because they're always nasty little nuisances. And then we'll just go across. I've got 10 regular skinks, and they have a musician. I have my Charmander / Salamander with extra handler. One of my big combat blocks that's going to be sacrificial meat is the 33 Source Warriors with full command. Then I've got right here is my Scar Vet. He has light armor, shield, and the Burning Blade of Chotek. And we keep going, and we've got 24 skinks with 2 Kroxigors. I haven't gotten the Kroxigors yet, so those are just my little stand-ins. And they have a standard and a musician. Then I've got 10 more skinks with a musician. This here is my Old Blood. I'm using just another model. I actually left my other Scarvet / Old Blood model at home, so using this one instead. It is Old Blood. He has the Crown of Command, he has Dragon Armor, and he has the Sword of Strength. Then we go over here to another group of 33 Saurus Warriors, full command. Right behind them we have two level 1 Skink Priests. One has the one with the staff standing up with the purple staff has the Dispel Scroll. The other one has a Cube of Darkness. And as we keep going around, we've got another Salamander with an extra handler, two Ancient Stags over here, and behind them is my General / BSB Slan. He is Lore Master of Light. He has the Ethereal, Soul of Stone I'm trying out. I actually switched that out with Cupped Hands. And he also has the Standard of Discipline. So, kind of, like I said, as you can see, my main blocks are way over here, and his is over there. So we're going to see kind of whose tactics go into play first. We rolled off to see who went first, and I won. So we will pick up in just a second with my turn. All right, everybody, it's the end of Dallas's turn 1 with Lizardmen. As you can tell, I moved my my command skinks this one up to take shots at the eagle. I plucked a wound off this one over here, kind of in a blocking position of sorts. I tried to shoot at the archers over there and also plucked one wound. My salamanders, this salamander here hit 2 of them, did not wound either. I was shooting right between those two to try to get multiple chances for panic. Didn't work. My other one misfired when I get over to it. Everything else, as you can tell, I kind of moved everything up, kind of getting into position. During my magic phase, I only got 4 dice. He got 3 on the Dispel plus 2 channels, so he had 5 to my 4. What I tried to do, I was deciding between a Foz bubble over there, which I didn't feel was as useful, so I tried to net of Eventok, his main unit, to make him have to pass test strength, strength test on everything he was going to do with that unit. So I thought that was a fair play if it would have went through, but it did not. And instead he dispelled it with his more dice than me. So all in all, a fairly uneventful first turn for Dallas, just moving everything into position. Hoping my positioning pays off. So we'll pick back up with Jody's turn. Alrighty, Jody, it was your turn 1.
It was.
Let everyone know what's going on.
Right, a lot of charges, actually. I charged my big block into a salamander.
As you can tell, I fled.
He fled. I chose not to redirect. And instead I just kind of 6 inches. I charged my Spirit Elves into a Stegodon. I charged my archers into his salamander. I charged my archers and my lion chariot into his other unit of skinks. That was all my charges. For movement, as you can see, I shuffled a couple things forward. My eagles, put my eagle back in here. We'll see what happens there. I don't think. Yeah, he can't see me with anything but his Slan and his mages, so we'll see what happens there. Magic. There was no need for me to Savage Beast of Horrors because I wasn't in combat and I wasn't planning on being in combat next round. So instead, I tried to Ember Spear this unit, and he successfully got rid of it. And then from there, I did a Bubble Foz. And then I banished this unit into oblivion.
It was a group of command skinks that got destroyed.
Sorry, good call. During combat, I did what was expected over here, nothing. I actually thought I would run this unit off the table, but I didn't, but that's okay.
He killed 2 handlers and did one wound.
So that I still count that as a success. Since he failed charge, my Lion Chariot made fairly short work, actually, of the skinks, although
Having
having one wound left.
Yeah, on the stand and shoot.
On the stand and shoot. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. 3 wounds! Stupid poison, that's all I have to say. Stupid poison and bad rolling. So they went through. I think that was pretty much... Oh, and then over here in shooting, I did enough damage to them for shooting, so they started fleeing. That's pretty much everything that happened. Nothing super eventful. I'm pretty confident my chariot's going to get charged, but yeah, whatever. And we'll go from there.
Alright, going to pick up in turn 2. Alright everyone, it was the end of Lizardmen, Dallas' turn 2. Just showing you the battle scene. In the charge phase, I was able to charge my Saurus into the lion chariot. He decided to flee, and he went through my unit of the skinks and crossagores, bounced out the other side, took the dangerous terrain, and passed it. I decided not to charge with anything else because I did not want the chariot to get farther away. I felt like if I charged it and kept fleeing, it would flee over towards his unit, whereas General and BSB would be much more likely to rally. So I felt keeping it over here was the better move. I could have charged it with my Saurus and possibly knocked it back through the marsh and out to the other side and make him take another dangerous terrain. But on the fail test, I probably would have given myself a bigger chance of taking a charge from his unit. So wasn't much charges. I did also charge my one of my stags into the unit of archers. So that was really the only other charge that turn. During magic, I was able to get Foz off on my Croxagores and also banish one of his other units of archers, which you see are now fleeing. He dispelled my net, which I tried to do that again, as well as tried to Barona's time warp my Croxagore unit, which he also dispelled. In hindsight, I probably should have just thrown the 6 dice that I had at the end at the net, because I think that would have came in much more handy this turn to hold them in place. But, you know, hindsight. So that wasn't great. Shooting, I turned that stag around to take out his eagle because he was going after my my skink priest around the back. Other shooting, I plunked another wound off his eagle, and that was really about it for shooting. Combat, there was only really one combat over here with with his archers, which he did 2 wounds to my salamander and killed it, and then I did 6 wounds, 5 wounds, 4 wounds, not very many, with my stag charging in, and he panicked and ran off, and I wasn't able to catch him down. He rolled a 10, and I rolled an 8 on the flea. So, not a super eventful turn 2 for Dallas, but we're going to see what happens in Jody's turn 2. Alright, it's Jody's end of 2. Tell people what's going on.
Alright, well, basically what happened, starting with this side of the board, I killed all but one of them. During running down, I got a dangerous terrain, so I lost a guy. I did nothing with the eagle because I forgot to move him. I moved my mega unit forward, cast Savage Beast of Horrors on it. In the process, as well as my magic phase, I was able to banish. Well, let me preface that by saying I had 2 dice left because I threw Savage Beast, Irresistible it with Book of Hoeth. Then I threw Amber Spear at this guy, and he Dispel Scrolled it. And then I took 2 dice left, saying, oh, as long as I don't get double 6s, I'm fine. Totally chucked double 6s on 2 dice. On banishment on the salamanders. But in the end, all that happened is my Wizard of Light lost 2 levels and 2 spells. So I lost banishment and
Speed of Light.
Speed of Light. So yeah, not a big deal. No wounds, no power dice left. So I got really lucky on that fact. Moved some archers up, moved my Phoenix Guard up. These guys did not rally, they fled 2 inches. These guys rallied, and my chariot rallied. They moved up so they couldn't get flank charged or charged at all by that unit. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you took some archery shots at that.
Took some archery shots at them, took like 3 wounds off. Got a wound off on the Croxagore. So, you know, making a little bit of progress, not a ton. But we'll see. I think next turn, there's nothing he can do to prevent that unit and this unit from being in combat on at least my turn. So we'll see if I can get Savage Beast off again and what it does.
Okay, alright, well, we're going over into turn 3. Alright guys, it is the top of turn 3 with the Lizardmen. It was a very uneventful turn. A lot of charges going on and Jody fleeing a lot. In hindsight, I don't think I should have done quite as many charges because it didn't net me very much. But anyway, I charged with my larger of the 2 stags into the archers. They fled through the Croxagore unit over into the water over there. Then I was doing multiple charges on the lion chariot. Started with the source here. It bounced over to this way. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, it was the source. And it bounced way over here. Then I charged it with the Croxagore unit, sent further along, and then my old blood here charged it and ran off. So again, it took a lot of charges to not net me very much. Otherwise, I did some positioning, moving around, moved my Scarvet over here. My idea is to stall him 1 round, hoping to make sure that the Savage Beast doesn't go off next turn. Other than that, during Magic, I was able to get an Ice Shard Blizzard on that unit. I tried to do a net again. I cast it, but then he dispelled it. So, again, no combat happened on my turn 3. Just Jody running like the high elf cowards they are.
You know it!
So, we'll pick back up at the bottom of turn 3. Alright, Jody, turn 3.
Alright, shifted a lot of guys over to face this. Took a couple wounds off them from all these archers. Forgot to shoot with them completely. Yeah. Over here, I charged my main unit into his Scarvet, and then my eagle into his flank. And the idea was I needed an 8 after I killed the Scarvet to get into that combat with my main unit that has Savage Beast of Horrors, because I got 2 5s, 2 4s, and 2 1s when I rolled my magic. So the idea was to take out 2 units this turn, using the eagle as the second combat initiator. But of course, I only rolled a 7 on the overrun, didn't get into the combat, so I just kind of went, 4 inches. That being said, my eagle died a horrible, horrible death of 1 wound that he got through. So wish he wouldn't have gotten that through. And then he thought about, in his turn, moving up to 8 inches if he tested to march. However, he didn't think he'd have the angle. I would probably get into his flank, so he decided just to turn it, so that, again, if I get Savage Beast off, I'd have to kill that and then reform and take a bunch of crap coming right into me. So, over here, I actually did something stupid. I charged his unit instead of just shooting at it and lost someone in dangerous terrain. Should have just shot. These guys reformed, and nothing else significant happened.
Yeah, it's kind of become very uneventful turns.
Yes, but
as we're kind of
bottom of 3 now. So
yep, well, it's going into 4.
Going into 4. That's right.
All right, guys. Since turn 4 for the Lizardmen was pretty uneventful, we kind of decided to go ahead and go through all of turn 4, and it got a lot more eventful. My turn, I moved my Saurus up to basically be barely clipping the edge of the main combat block there, so that when he charged in, he could only get in 2 of his front units. as I knew if Savage Beast went off, it was just going to be a bad day for Dallas. So I did that. I moved my group of skink and crossgores up. Moved everyone else around. Actually charged his unit of archers with one of my stags, and it bounced out the other side. Other than that, my one little camo skink still hanging out back down there. And that was pretty much it. On my turn, I tried to speed of light those Saurus, and he dispelled it. And then I also attempted to net his unit again. Not really thinking that the Savage Beast, it was going to keep from, not going to stop the charge, but I was actually hoping more for the spells to stop that since Savage Beast would be gone then. So then, that was pretty much my turn, kind of positioning everything. Oh yeah, I did also charge his unit, and they ended up running off the table over there. So we'll go ahead and pick it up with Jody, who's a little sullen.
A little bit. During my turn, I of course made the charge, knowing I'd only get 2 of my nobles in base, but thinking to myself, well, 14 attacks with rerolls, wounding anything but 1s, I should do at least 5 or 6 wounds. Of course, I only did 3. So I did beat him, but another really unfortunate thing was I got 12 dice. I have double 6s on my wins, which is great until you chuck 6 of them at Savage Beast and roll double 6s and decide to do 5 wounds to your unit straight out, and then
he got the large template.
5 wounds to your characters. So no character died. However, of course, as per parkour, every time I roll a dice to get rid of dice in this power pool, I rolled a 5, so I have 1 dice left to chuck it. Nothing relevant. So a lot of bad things happened to me there.
But hey, your beast mage did not get destroyed.
He did not get destroyed, and that of course is key and essential. Although I'm looking at a double impact hit flank charge from the Stegodons, and I just don't think that that's going to be pleasant by any means. I mean, strength 6 will almost completely negate my armor save. So say goodbye to the rest of my silver helms. It's not so I can do a ton of wounds. We'll see what happens. I don't think it's looking very good for Jody at this point, though. I was able to pick off some guys down here with my archers, which was nice.
Yep.
Still got my Phoenix Scars, so worst case scenario, they can get into combat. I'm pretty sure they can take out whatever's left there.
Oh yeah.
And maybe a Stegodon. But something I needed to happen, which was these archers staying right there. But you know, when you're rolling a leadership 9 rerollable and you roll an 11 and then a 12, you can't do anything. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Anything can happen, but right now it's not looking good for Jody.
Well, it's all going to depend on if my charges work, and also if I really decide that I want to attempt that. I'm not sure, so we'll see. I'm still thinking on that one. So we'll pick up in turn 5.
Yep.
Alright, gents, it's the top of 5 with the Lizardmen. Really, a couple of things happened. I decided to charge with my stags. I was actually a little wary of that move, but I guess it turned out okay. So I tried to charge with both my stags, only got 1 in. I needed a 6 and then a 7, and the 7 did not pull it off for me. The other one is I charged my group of Croxagores into the unit of archers. You just moved one of my guys, dude.
What?
He was right there. Alright, and back. So so again, I charged right there. The Croxagores over there. During my and also just to let you know, the Comedian Skink rally, yay! During Magic, I got 10 dice. I threw 6 at Speed of Light because that was my main one and did a bubble. Got it off with a miscast, and it just did the D6 hit on, or Strength 6 hit on all my mages. and I lost most of the rest of my power dice, so I didn't really, wasn't able to cast anything else except for Speed of Light. But that was the main spell I was looking for. Combat, the first one over here, he wrecked me pretty well. I did not win combat, so I fled. He didn't catch me. Then the main one over here, he did a total of 14 combat res. I did a total of 9, I believe. But I was steadfast. I did get his BSB out of there, and I think I killed one of his guys up front. I did like 4 total wounds, which was pretty pathetic. I was hoping to get both stegs in, so of course it didn't go off, and now it's really going to depend on whether Savage Beast goes off. I'm hoping that it does not. That's pretty much my turn. I do have the Saurus I could send in. The stag can go in next turn. So I have some options for the top of 6 to try to take this one out. So right now I've just pretty much thrown my dice into, or all my chips into taking out that unit. So we'll see how it goes. So we'll pick up at the bottom of 5. Alright guys, we kind of went through the turn 5 and into 6. Just to let you know, during Jody's turn 5, had some bad luck with the...
a lot of bad stuff happened.
His Savage Beast, he threw 5 dice thinking that was the best to not get a miscast on a 6, but also to hit it and hopefully get the doubles, and unfortunately
I got 10 on 5 dice, and even though I got doubles, it didn't matter because I was unable to meet the casting value of 15.
So with that, the nobles weren't up to the strength they needed to be. I was able to do enough wounds to get them to flee. So that was pretty much the turn there. He did take out the Croxagore unit. During my turn 6, I charged with my stag to bump the main unit through his units out the back, and then was going to charge with the Old Blood back there and pretty much run that unit off the table. So after that, it was pretty much we called it after that, just because there wasn't much else that could really happen. I think, just from my point of view, my magic, until the very end when I was able to get a Speed of Light, it didn't come in super handy. But that Speed of Light at the end really is what helped me a lot. It kept him from having to do rerolls, and also it let me hit a lot more often, even though I didn't do a lot of wounds. But it did help there. Other than that, I think this list is pretty good. I do like it. I like the stags. I've always liked using those. I've always had pretty good luck with them, although they don't do as many wounds as I would like. One thing I think I need to do a little bit better, and I may do it on my next go around, is kind of keep everything even closer together, because all of the light spells are such bubbles and need 12 inches. I need to keep everything as close together as possible when in combat, and I was having some problems with that. So those are my main thoughts. It turned out a lot differently than I was expecting. I was hoping to use my chaff to kind of block that big combat block until I whirled around with my stags and my other Saurus, and kind of either A, just stay away from it the whole game, or B, come in at the very end, which kind of happened. But my chaff was getting taken out way faster than I was expecting from banishment and from his archers. His archers were putting a major hurting on. So yeah, other than that, I think I liked it pretty well. I didn't have to use the Soul Stone, although I did do a miscast. I didn't, only won the whole game. So I didn't really get to see how that compared to Cupped Hands. So those were my main thoughts. Jody, how about you right now, sir?
After coming off of 2 pretty horrible defeats, first to Matt at the Orcs and Goblins, And the main reason I lost that game is because my magic didn't come through at all. And then coming off of this game, being the main reason I lost this game is that my magic didn't come through at all. And when it did come through, I double sixed and took out the majority of my unit. I think, you know, trying to playtest a build, if it's magic heavy, you can't get a good playtest unless you play a lot of games and actually get a good game in. I feel like this list, I feel like if I would have gotten Savage Beast at the end, or would have been able to prevent him from getting Speed of Light, I think I would have been fine. But Magic killed me, just like it did in the last game, and Magic not being able to be cast on my turn killed me. So, if I could roll better, I think I would have done a lot better. I don't think I played it poorly. I destroyed all my chaff as I expected. I got rid of everything. I kept my main block into the combat I wanted it to get into. If I would have done statistical average, I would have been fine. Unfortunately, with the game of luck, the game of chance of dice, you can't count in statistics. And one thing that I'm learning, because my rolls are consistently so poor, I think I need to stop relying on magic at all. I think I need to start relying on rerolls and just close combat. When I do that, I seem to do better. So, as much as I really enjoy this list, as much as I think it's fun, throwing 5 nobles with a total of 30 attacks with Savage Beast at strength 7 is a great idea. It destroys things. However, it only destroys things if you get Savage Beast off. And even though you would think that a 19 on 5 dice isn't too much to ask for when you have a +4, it's still statistically like at a 60% rate. You just can't help bad rolls. What you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I want to wipe the list and start over, or just keep playing it and see if maybe my luck gets better. So we'll see.
Okay. Alright guys, this has been a really late night version of Bromance WarGaming. I think it's going on 1 or so p.m. or a.m. So hey, it's a late one, so I'm gonna be pretty dead in the morning. Again, Lizardmen victorious. Some clutch in the end kind of pulled it out. Yeah, so sorry for the bad narrations at the end. Is me getting very tired. So hey, everyone, take it easy. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next time.